What's up everyone? I have a whale shark victory for today. The build revolving around it is actually going to be pretty interesting. We're going to be using a mantis in order to feint visitors onto the whale shark and itself. So both of these units will be getting the exposed debuff, and we'll also have a unicorn on the team in order to cleanse the debuff from the mantis. It's actually very peculiar. Grounded made a video recently explaining how the interaction between the whale shark, the unicorn and the weakness application works. He kinda beat me to the idea, but I decided to make this video regardless. So in case you're unaware, the whale shark will cleanse its own debuff and get permanent stats, and that will make the ability of the unicorn actually not activate, which Grounded was kind of negative about the idea. He was kind of like a glass half empty kind of guy because he didn't like it, especially because the frigate bird does not work the same way as the unicorn does. The way the frigate bird works is actually the whale shark is going to cleanse its debuff and get the stats, but then the frigate bird will also trigger and give it rise, and therefore the whale shark will get another extra bunch of stats. So you're kind of double dipping on the scaling, but it unfortunately does not work the same way with the unicorn. But I decided to look at this in a positive manner and revolve a build around it. So what we're going to do is that we're going to be getting visitors in order to pill them using the mantis. The whale shark is going to cleanse itself, and the unicorn is not going to waste its trigger on it, but instead it's going to waste its trigger on the mantis and giving it some permanent stats to boot. So in order for this build to work, you only need a level 1 unicorn, which I think in my mind is a positive thing. You don't need to invest that much gold into it. And for making the build work, we're actually going to be picking up a food dog. It's a unit I've really enjoyed playing with recently, and especially for a build like this where we are using lots of tier 4 units, we can stack the buffs onto a single tier with great reward. Like Mantis and Unicorn and Visitor and Whale Shark are both tier 4 units, and the 4 of them are going to be central to this build, so I think it was a pretty good idea to go for this. We actually level up into a Whale Shark right here, but I decide to pass it up. Why do I do that? It's because we have triple Capybara and now quadruple Capybara on the field. So I really wanted to get the quadruple scaling from the Capybara onto the units that we're going to be picking up. So a simple 1-6 isn't going to cut it for us, but it's okay because we have a strong build already and we are going to be very ready for a transition. Here I think we're going to win. Yep, we do have the stats because of the food dog Capybara combo. You love getting multiple Capybaras in the early game. And this is the turn where we will start fishing for the units. We find the visitor. We also have micro in the pack in case we want to pill that with the mantis. It's a little bit worse to do that with a single level 1 unicorn because you're only getting to cleanse a single debuff and the rest of the team will have weakness. A little bit unfortunate, but we do get very lucky with the units that we pick up. We have both the mantis and the visitor on the team. I am going to pick up a weasel because I do not want to feint the visitor just yet, since we don't have a whale shark or a unicorn. So we'll just pick up a weasel for a 1 extra gold next turn, and hopefully we don't lose. It's looking pretty well actually. The amount of stats from a level 2 plus a level 1 Capybara goes very crazy. So yeah, let's hop into the turn once again, and we are going to continue looking for the scaling. A little bit painful to pass up a blobfish because it's basically free XP when you have a mantis on board, but unfortunately we do have to focus on looking for the units that we need. And we find the whale shark. It is a 7-13 now. The only part left for us to get is the unicorn, and I'm going to pass another turn of not pilling the visitor by getting another weasel and getting another extra gold next turn. Hopefully we still have the necessary stats in order to win. Our opponent running a pretty scary looking build with a Chupacabra plus Hippocampus, but we do have the stats thanks to the exposed debuff on the enemy plus the whale shark. So here we go, we have found the unicorn. Unfortunately, it's not buffed by the capybara, but what can you do? At least we have the combo online and working. And because we're going to be pilling lots of units every single turn, I was also hoping to hopefully get a Spinosaurus. Here we actually do find the second unicorn, and I'm going to take it because it's very well statted, and I'm probably going to combine these two unicorns eventually. So you will see the combo in action. Unfortunately, it's not the best showcase when you have two unicorns. I was only hoping to get a single one because I think that's how the combo works best, but actually it did pay off this time because we get to expose, or not expose, but cleanse the exposed debuff. And here we go, the unicorn is going to trigger, cleansing the mantis. You can see the whale shark did not use the trigger of the second unicorn, so we will manually pill another visitor and get the stats like that. Now we can buy sell a zebra, we can pick up another visitor. It's safe to do so because at the start of next turn the unicorns will have reset their triggers. And honestly, this build doesn't even need level ups. We are scaling plenty as it is already. We only need to find an alternative form of scaling in the Spinosaurus, and I think we'll be all good. Here we are just barely going to win, a little bit scary, but we do have many hearts left over because of the strong early game that we had. Because I don't play with the whale shark that often, I really wanted to get it up to a higher level, but I don't know if we are going to get that for sure during this run. We are picking up a microbe, as I said, which is suboptimal, but it's fine. If it's only for a single turn and we have double unicorn, I think we can let it slide. I'll also show you a very cool trick that you can do with this kind of combo. We get to cleanse double debuffs right here, and thankfully the unicorn still had its activation trigger ready, so we did get some permanent scaling like that. Here we go, we pill the microbe, we get the cleanse of the weakness on the double unicorn because the abilities trigger from back to front, but unfortunately that means that the mantis still has weakness, but it's okay because now we will pick up a visitor. And at the beginning of the next turn, the unicorn is going to cleanse the new debuff, and now that the debuff has been refreshed, it means that we are going to get to cleanse it with the unicorn. It's a lot of technical mumbo jumbo with this run, but at least you get to see it in action and hopefully understand it a little bit better. You'll see what I'm talking about at the start of this turn. We get to replace the weakness with exposed, and that triggers the unicorn, and now we have no debuff at all. We also have stuff like the mammoth in the pack because obviously that's super synergistic with stuff like the mantis. But to keep the thematic theme going, I think I'm going to continue getting visitors and microbes into the team. Let's see how we do on this turn. We are on 8 trophies, so the win is very near, but I think we have still a couple of turns left around to play with. Thankfully this time we do have the stats necessary to win, just barely. And the crisp actually I think gave us some buffs right there, but I'm not too sure. We get the trigger once again on the unicorn, cleansing the mantis. We're going to get a level 2 Spinosaurus for double the amount of buffs with every feint that we get. And now the mantis is nearly 50-50. Once again we're going to pick up another visitor. I have to say we got super lucky on this run with getting the couple of visitors every single turn. But I think this turn is not going to be a win sadly, so we do get another one turn of scaling. Let's take a look at this opponent right here, who has a very funny looking build with a good dog plus axolotl plus elephant seal. So yeah, unfortunately we're going to lose, but it was kinda close. Like, their amount of insane scaling is kind of rivaled by our very janky way of scaling, which I was very happy to see for myself. But yeah, this is going to be the final turn. We're going to get the whale shark up to level 2 for the meme. We're also going to pick up some coconut just to make sure that we win. And I think we're also going to get a mammoth because it's going to help us out in battle. So I really hope you enjoyed this run, and if you did, I hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.